Oh, hey, didn't see you there. I'm Taylor.
I'm Brandon.
Hey, and I'm CJ.
We're in Handguns, and you're watching Zero Platoon.
Platoon!
It's my heart versus my head this time. So I lived in Richmond, Virginia for a while, and I had a friend that lived behind our house, and he was really big on the drive-thru records thing, and he showed me a lot of bands, and you know, I started listening to like the Starting Line and Census Fail and all that. And I think what really started it for me was when I went to my first show, which was Census Fail, with like The Beautiful Mistake, Monine, and Boys Line Out opened, and I just watched all those bands. I was like 12 years old, 12 or 13, and I watched all those bands, and I was just sat there and I just said, holy shit, like, this is so fucking cool, like, I just want to do this.
First real show I actually went to, I think, was a Bouncing Soul show. Them and Street Dogs.
That's cool.
I think, yeah, and it was the sickest. Loved it.
My first like real show was it was Rise Against headliner. Alkaline Trio was direct support. Thrice and Gaslight Anthem opened the show, and it was insane. And Gaslight Anthem literally played first, and it's funny to think about that now because I think they would probably headline over all those bands. But it was awesome. Like, I was just 14, just getting into Alkaline Trio and stuff, and it was one of the coolest shows ever. I mean, I started playing music because I had a friend in high school who was in like a local like metal core band, and like I started going to local shows and stuff like that, and I got like really into that kind of music and met a bunch of people, and eventually just like decided to play the kind of music that I grew up listening to, and you know that was just kind of pop punk music and stuff like that. I asked for a guitar for like my 13th birthday, and I just got one, and it came with like a dumb like lyric book. Or not lyric book, a theory book that I had no idea how to read any of the music. I didn't know what to do with it, so I figured out that you can read guitar tabs and do it that way, and I learned a bunch of like Blink-182 songs, and that was what started me on guitar. Like that band's probably why I play guitar, I guess. That and like, you know, just like really like cheesy like old school like pop punk bands. Like that was what I wanted to do, so that's why I picked up guitar.
I grew up like Fat Records bands like Lagwagon. I was really into like Descendants and NoFX, and I thought Fat Mike was the shit, so kind of want to be like a Fat Mike. I used to hang out with these kids, and it was a family, 2 brothers, and the whole family was in music, and my dad played guitar, my buddy played drums, and his brother played bass. And I always thought his brother was like the coolest kid, like always went to hang out with him and shit. And so I was like, okay, I'm gonna play bass, whatever, like that. And then they wanted me to play drums in this band, right? They wouldn't play drums because I thought I was better looking and I should be up front. So that's how it started.
Writing lyrics and all that shit, I mean, I've always, you know, growing up, I didn't have the best relationship with my entire family, and it just felt like very therapeutic to, you know, write what I felt out on paper, and I think that really helped. And this is one that sticks in my head. So like in like 2000, whatever the year that fucking The Young and the Hopeless came out, and like they wrote that song "Lifestyles of the Rich and the Famous" or whatever. And they're like, yeah, fuck you, like fuck money and shit. I think this is one I remember. This is so fucking bad. Oh God. They make fun of us because of our hair. They think we're dope noses because we go skateboarding everywhere.
That was it. That was your first.
That was it.
Not my first lyric.
And let me tell you something.
But the first one I can remember. That's my first fucking lyric. And then like I really got into like a bunch of like post-hardcore bands like Census Fail and all that shit. And I remember like one time like I just wanted to write a song about someone dying on Christmas Day, which is kind of fucked up. And it was just like, like the girl, like I think the lyric was like, "Girl, please dry your eyes. It's Christmas Day."
It's hard, dude.
My first band, we had like 5 names, and I can tell you this: it was Ashes of Tomorrow, It Bleeds Through Blue Eyes, and then it was called One More Day, and then we broke up. We played one show.
Bleed Through Blue Eyes.
Oh man,
that's emo, dude.
That's sick.
I love it.
It's like it's always half and half, lyrically. So like, Yeah.
That's how this band like kind of operated even before
yeah,
I was in the
it's
band.
always
So
been like that. It's just easier to have like it's cool. I love writing lyrics. Don't get me wrong and whatnot, but like it's very there's like a lot less pressure when you just kind of divide it up, and especially with somebody who can write, as off each other or what the fuck ever. But it's
cool.
It's a cool dynamic.
We had a really cool dynamic when we were doing the record because I feel like we both brought stuff even to each other's songs.
Yeah.
We would change lyrics to each other's songs and like put our own spin on stuff, and it was cool because even if I had written a song myself, like either Taylor would come in or I would come in on his song, and like we would collaborate and like do different stuff. So I feel like it was cool to have two minds come together on one song. Loved Ones was just a song about like not being able to like handle like talking to the people that you should be giving all of your attention to, and like trying to juggle
balance
like
out
a band and like
being in a touring band.
I don't wanna be weak. Tell me would you ride for the ex-passage on the street? Tell me would you ride for me? I don't wanna be scared. Tell me would you ride for me? I just want you to remember me. Tell me would you ride?
I wrote the lyrics to that song while I was in the studio about like what I was thinking, like something that was going on and occurring like while I was recording the record. And it was just like that feeling of like being I guess it's like the feeling of being isolated and like not having anybody to talk to, and you feel like you're putting everything in front of the people that you really care about. Like you have like this band that you really care about, and you're recording this record that you really care about.
Being a when me and my girlfriend first started dating, she was like, "Oh my God, it's so cool! You go and see all these places," and it's like, I mean, it's way different than being in like the army or what have you. But it's never easy being away from the ones that you love. It's sad, and I've always said it's never easier. It doesn't get easier to say goodbye,
Never.
especially
it gets harder
if you have like a long-term relationship. Like it's hard. I mean, it takes a toll on you. It's great. I love to do what we do, but like there's still like when you start to think about the people back at home and the ones that care for you and the ones that love you and what have you, it gets difficult at times, but you got to overcome that.
I think that was a song that really resonated with like everybody in the band. It was cool because I think we can all like relate to what was going on.
I want to compare it to a long distance relationship, but it's not, because you're in a new place every night and it's just like you don't know what the fuck's
It's a very
gonna
unique
happen.
situation, and that's kind of what that song battled with, I feel like. The last time we did this interview, like you and I, we talked about like technology and how that like is kind of making things a lot easier for everybody, because you could talk to somebody at the end of a phone. Like you don't have to find a payphone like some people used to have to like maybe 20 years ago, and like that's crazy to think about. That like we know people who were touring at that point, and like not having the technology that we have, like FaceTime and phone calls and text messaging and stuff like that. So I feel like that's like definitely one of the things that really helps us be able to talk to the people that we care about and like keep those relationships, because you're able to be in constant contact with people nowadays, which is really awesome and helpful. You have to have that constant communication with somebody and like have that understanding with another person, and like that's hard enough to, like in the beginning, to like find somebody who cares enough to like give you all the attention that you feel like you want on the road and stuff like that. And it's just not, you really need to find like somebody who's unique and willing to deal with your like very different situation than anybody else. So, I mean, I feel like we're all very fortunate people, and like we utilize whatever means we can to like try to like connect to the people that we really care about when we're on the road. And it's just, it gets hard, but we do everything that we can. Yeah. And it's funny because you don't really realize it until you talk about it with somebody.
Yeah,
you're like,
true.
Oh yeah, like I've actually been gone for 211 days out of the year, and out of the 365 days in a year. It's cool.
4 years spent on the open road. I used to think that there was nothing left for me at home.
When I'm in like a total bummer mood and it's like raining outside, I listen to a lot of Ryan Adams. He's so good at what he does. I listen to a lot of North Star and Nick's other project. It's called Casino. I listen to a lot of random shit.
Yeah, it's like weird.
I listen to like old hippie shit because my dad's like really big into the band and like Cat Stevens and all that shit, which I love. I'm trying to think. I just really like Ryan Adams a lot. For some reason, I wanted to listen to Bright Eyes the other day. I haven't listened to I'm Wide Awake It's Morning since I was like fucking 14. And I was like, yeah, let's listen to that. And then I wasn't even having a bad day. And then when I put it on, I heard Conor Oberst's voice. I was like, yeah, I'm having a bad day now.
Now it's a bad day.
Yeah, so
I listen to like a lot of weird like comfort music, I guess, like stuff that I was like listening to when I was a lot younger. If I'm like bummed on the road, I put on like a band that was always playing in my house or in like families' houses, like was The Cure when I was younger. And like my parents loved The Cure, all my aunts and uncles loved The Cure, and that's one of the bands that I listen to a lot. That like I don't really talk about it too much. I don't know. It's just one of those bands I really like. When I listen to it, it reminds me of like like being younger, being just like not an adult and bummed all the time. So I listen to that band a lot. And,
we're still not.
Which is ironic because I guess they're one of like the saddest bands on earth. Like, that band is absolutely like sad all the time.
The music I listen to, man, I don't know. Lately, I've been listening to a lot of things. Like, there's not really a certain thing, like band I listen to when I'm missing home or something like that. Like, I listen to anything from Riff Raff to Yellow Wolf to freaking Lagwagon, freaking Rancid, like any of that stuff. Luke Bryan, whatever. Yeah, I listen to whatever. I listen to country, like motherfucker.
He's Captain Contemporary fucking country.
I love
can't get down with
big
it.
fan.
I think I like country because my dad and my mom listen to that. So like, we can't say, but like pop punk country. Like, I mean, I'm sorry, pop country is actually really sick. Like, I just think, I don't know, everything about it's pretty sick and it's catchy as shit. And no one can say it's not, because it is. So if I'm really upset, okay, then I'll listen to like Hunter Hayes or something like that because it reminds me of my family back home. You can say that.
Yeah.
I'm not good at guitar. I can play like open chords because I took like guitar class a couple years in high school. And I've written songs for girls and like sang it to them, like fucking really lame. So you probably broke my heart. So fuck you. I don't know. I would sit there and just write like songs to just like try to impress these girls and be like, "Yeah, girl, I sing. You like it? You like it?" They'd be like, "Yeah, no, I'm good."
He always.
The
guitar.
If I'm hanging out with a girl for the first time and I bring them around my family, and my dad, like I said, my dad's really big into music, and he always like, "Taylor, come out, play guitar with me." So I'll start singing like, I'll do like "Hey Jealousy" or like "Follow You Down" or something, and like they'll be like. They won't be like that. I'll just be like, yeah.
I'm trying to think of the last song I learned on guitar.
I think the last song really was that new Ed Sheeran song.
I gotta roll out and pee for a minute.
I forget what is it called?
You can get on camera.
I can't remember, but it's my girlfriend's favorite song, and I just learned it because why not? She'll be happy if I know how to play it or something. So, learned that. I learned a lot of recently. I learned a lot of Third Eye Blind songs.
I learned to play All of American Pie on guitar, and that was cool for me because I was young. I was like 16, and I really loved that song. That's probably my favorite song of all time. And it's like 9 minutes long, and I was like, I'm gonna learn all 9 minutes of this song, and I don't even care. I'm gonna remember it, and I'm gonna be able to play it for the rest of my life. And I totally did that, and it was awesome.
The first stuff I actually like tried to like learn was like anything off like Punk and Drublick. Like that's like the first like record I actually try to learn everything on. Hey guys, thank you for letting me be in this interview. Usually I'm not. Usually we're not.
You don't let the bass player come out very often.
Yeah.
He used to wear bell bottoms, skinny.
I didn't wear
jean
bell bottoms, dude. I wore fucking girl pants. Okay, it was like the thing.
Boot cut or something, because they were bell bottoms.
I stole my mom's pants one time.
And yeah,
Sorry, farted smells really.
yeah, it doesn't smell.
Someone farted really bad.
I'm
It
sorry.
doesn't smell bad at all.
It's a very Handguns interview.
Oh yeah.
They're just farting and like